Sacrifice in Islam, Meaning, Types, and Purposes by Jahad Zenith. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Islam, sacrifice is not primarily about loss, pain, or ritual bloodshed. It is about submission, gratitude, purification, responsibility, and drawing closer to Allah through obedience. The Quran teaches that neither the meat nor the blood of a sacrifice reaches Allah, but what reaches Him is piety and sincerity. Sacrifice is therefore not a transactional payment for blessings, but a legal and spiritual act that reflects humility, accountability, and gratitude. The Arabic root related to sacrifice is qrb, meaning to draw near. A sacrifice is something offered for the sake of Allah in a prescribed manner and for a prescribed reason. Islam recognizes different types of sacrifices depending on the purpose: gratitude, expiation, compensation, obedience, and charity. One of the most well-known sacrifices is udhiyah, also called qurbani. This is the animal sacrifice performed during Eid al-Adha in remembrance of Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son in obedience to Allah. It is performed after the Eid prayer on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah and continues for 3 days. The animal must meet specific conditions of age and health, and the meat is divided between one's family, relatives, and the poor. Its purpose is not feeding alone, but commemorating submission and reviving a prophetic tradition. Another important sacrifice is akika, which is offered upon the birth of a child. 2 animals are sacrificed for a boy and 1 for a girl, preferably on the 7th day after birth. On that same day, the child's hair is shaved, and its weight in silver is given in charity. This combines animal sacrifice, charity, and a physical act involving the hair all in one ritual. The purpose is gratitude for the child, announcing the birth publicly, and caring for the needy. Sacrifice also appears in vows known as nazar. A person may vow that if Allah grants something, they will perform a certain act of worship or charity. Once the condition is fulfilled, the vowed act becomes obligatory. This may involve slaughter, feeding the poor, fasting, or giving wealth. While making vows is discouraged, fulfilling them is mandatory. There are sacrifices connected to mistakes and violations called kafara. Kafara is a form of expiation. If someone intentionally breaks a fast in Ramadan, they must either free a slave, fast 60 consecutive days, or feed 60 poor people. If someone breaks an oath, they must feed or clothe 10 poor people or fast 3 days. Kafara is not meant to punish, but to repair the moral and legal breach. Fidya is a compensatory form of sacrifice, usually involving food rather than slaughter. It applies when someone is permanently unable to fast due to illness or age. They feed 1 poor person for each missed fast. Fidya is mercy in law, allowing worship to be honored even when physical ability is absent. During Hajj and Umrah, specific sacrifices called dam or haidi may be required for certain violations, such as hunting in a state of ihram, shaving early, or missing required rituals. These are usually animals slaughtered in the sacred precinct and distributed to the poor. Hair itself appears in sacrifice not as an offering but as a symbolic act. The shaving of the child's head at Akika and the shaving or trimming of hair after completing Hajj represent renewal, humility, and completion. Charity given equivalent to the hair's weight ties physical action to social benefit. Islam strictly forbids sacrifices made to anything other than Allah, including spirits, graves, saints, or symbolic forces. It also forbids sacrifices done to attract luck, ward off misfortune, or manipulate unseen forces. These fall outside Islamic law and into superstition or shirk. In summary, sacrifice in Islam is not about loss, but alignment. It is a structured way to express gratitude, repair harm, fulfill obligations, and draw closer to Allah through obedience. Whether through animals, wealth, food, fasting, or even hair, each sacrifice has a defined purpose, a legal framework, and a moral meaning. Through sacrifice, the believer learns that what is truly given up is not wealth or flesh, but ego, attachment, and self-centeredness. And what is gained is nearness to Allah, mercy, and spiritual clarity.